First, there are the ones. They are the best at managing or leading anything. But they're just generally way too blunt, and they are so willful that if they really want something, then they don't care about anyone else. Then there are the twos. They are the nicest, most helpful people you can always count on. However, they are unable to stand up for themselves, and because of that they are constantly exploited. And there comes the threes, funniest and most creative people you will ever meet. But they're just way too superficial, and the only thing matters for them is visible success. And then the fours. They definitely have the strongest willpower, and they're the most persistent when it comes to achieve something. But they are just way too rigid and critical of themselves and others. They're constantly unhappy. And there are the fives. They are the people with the greatest faith and self-confidence, and they're able to adapt to anything that happens to them. Also, they are the most disloyal, most unfaithful, and the least persistent people in any long-term things. And there are the sixes. The six is the most reliable team player who always does the right thing, especially for the team. But the only reason for that is because they are cowards alone. They are unable to confront others, and they are afraid to be alone in hard situations. And then the sevens. They're the most conscious, most intelligent people on earth. They always have a solution for all the problems. They're just simply unable to express their feelings. They constantly overthink everything, and they're depressed all the time. And the eights, they are truly the big bosses in everything. They can control anything and anyone. But also they are the most extreme, most power and money hungry people in the world. And there are the nines, the most idealistic people with the biggest dreams, who are able to have a huge impact on their environment. They are able to convince millions of people of a perfect world that they should move towards. But they're also the most manipulative persons on earth. If those big dreams require hard measures, they are able to convince millions of people to march to their death to make the dream come true. And there are the 11s. They are the most charismatic and most sensitive people who can become the brightest star in anything. But unfortunately, they are emotionally too unstable, and therefore they're just too unpredictable. And there are the 22s, who can make monumental things happen in real life. They are just the 3D printers of life itself, but there is nothing else in their lives besides achievement and fulfillment. And they can be the cruelest, capable of destroying even themselves if they feel betrayed. And lastly, there is the 33, the one who is most listened to, the one who sees things most wisely. But as soon as they get the big recognition and attention, then it's very easy for them to become the most superficial, most arrogant people in the room. And if they think they get publicly offended, then their vanity makes them so vengeful. They sink from the messiah level to an evil, vengeful archangel with a god complex. People have two sides. Numbers have two sides. Stay with me, and I promise I'll show you both.